Hey, 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 welcome back. Welcome back to the Virgo channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to my channel, I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, to see how they play it as karmic themes to help you understand why everything's playing out the way that it is, right? If you're a magnet of who and what comes into your life, you always want to know why you attract people that a lot of times like are going to trigger you, a lot of people that don't treat you nicely when you're like, okay, I treat people nicely. So understanding why everything plays out really does allow you to see how you contribute to the imbalances within the situation, because you're not seeing it through your wound. You're actually seeing it through what's happening, right? It's all situations happen to help us heal, believe it or not. But a lot of times we'll be like, I think it created a lot of trauma, and if you don't heal the wound, it'll continue to keep playing out, right? And so it can contribute to needing more healing, and that's why it's really important to get to the root of the problem. Otherwise, what will happen is it'll keep us stuck in a perception that is not really true, right? If our God-given energy is the energy of love, is the energy of God, is the energy of what's all knowing, because that's what God is, right? And God is an energy which is acts as all knowing. But then when we're stuck in a limited perception about ourself, obviously it's a lower energy, right? Because there's only two energies, love and fear. So the bad news is that a lot of people will go and relive those type of experiences without learning. But the good news is that because everything is spiritual, you can actually shape shift the energy. You can be the alchemist of your life and change that experience altogether, including in your relationships. You have to see if you're connected to someone that's a karmic. They could be a past life karmic mate that is really shady, and understand you can humble that person. If there's many different realities, then why are you living that reality? Why? Because understand, it's not one person that learns. Usually in relationships, it's two people that learn. That's how the universe works. It doesn't just bring us what we need, it brings the other person what they need too. But it's almost like we associate the bad karma with the bad experience, when really karma is not good or bad. It just means, the results. All right. So obviously the readings have a therapy style to them. Anything of any importance or relevance to the channel, you can find in the description box. If you're looking for shadow healing coaching, I have opened up my own school online called School. It's through the platform School. And yes, I still am offering the $7.99 a month. The readings, it's just I wanted to build a school, a healing school, and I can't really teach on YouTube the way that I want. Not with all the PDFs. I can't share them. And really, people don't want to do the homework later. They want to do it online. So, this platform is going to offer like not just educational classes, but podcasts where you'll be able to get readings like online, because it's fun, because people learn from each other. Like if someone, I can guarantee, when you have a lot of people that are on, they resonate with the reading. So it's still a learning process, even if you're the one that's not getting the reading. All right. So I just wanted to share that. I'll be leaving the link in the description box. All right, let's just look at your energy. What's going on in your life? What do you need to look at for today, the week, the month? Spirit has no time. That's why I say it that way. And so, what you'll notice is if you're dealing with a karmic theme, it can last like an entire year. And that's because that's how long it takes for people to come in your life, how long it takes for people to change. It's not an overnight thing. So, all right, let's just see. Knew that was going to fall. I just wanted to use a different deck to look at your energy. What do you need to look at for your life? Okay. Let's see. Breaking Dawn, working too hard, Breaking Dawn, and back off. Yes. And we're going to read them all together like we do at the end. And this is like the most random part, but it's like your energy is not just made up of your relationship, hopefully, but there are other things going on in your life that you need to look at. And the thing is, if you have an imbalance in any area of your life, it can bleed into other areas clearly. You know, we know that when people have a low self-esteem and other things. Okay, so let's just see what the underlying energy is. Be willing to stand alone. Those who are meant to stand with you will remain. Your soul's main objective is in the universe is to return to your original spiritual sovereignty, which is the energy of unconditional love. That's the energy of God. That's why you're down here, to learn that there's no separation. We again get caught up in not feeling that due to our experiences, but this is this is this, which those two cards say that are big. And because what it's saying is, like, you may be someone really unique, someone that's different, someone that has different views on the way that you deal with people, situations, whatever it is. And, you know, people don't want you, they want you to dummy down, or they want you to change, or they want you to do things that are going to be more comfortable for them, especially if you're a radical type person, right? But people see you as radical and understand all in like innovative people, which are empathic people that have strong emotions, like are people that don't do things the same way as other people. They think deep and it's from their point of view. And so understand that makes other people feel uncomfortable, where Spirit's saying it's like there's something within your soul's path that may be very controversial, you know, and people are saying, I don't really want you to do it. And the Spirit's saying this is not about pleasing other people. This is about being authentic, being true. Because do you know that the universe, what the universe answers to is actually the energy of truth, of vulnerability, of authenticity, not perfect. Because understand, there is no such thing as perfect, except for God is perfect. And I say that because if everyone is co-creating with God through their passion, right? That's why we're here. Then to be the expression of love, and that's through our passion, that's going to transcend all limitations of your mind, but also other people, how other people perceive you. So the Spirit's saying that number one, it's like decision. So, hey, there's the reason why you're getting this message is because, hey, there may be a decision where you get this opportunity where it's either people are going to want you to change, like I said, and you may not want to change. You may say like, no, I like the way that I do things, or someone may tempt you with like a bigger offer financially. Spirit's saying, like a decision is coming up, and so that decision is going to ask you to, you know, stand true to yourself. Don't sell yourself short. Now, I don't know what that is, but I feel like whatever it is, it's like it's kind of like the energy is like maybe pushy, maybe like, you know, like really someone that is going to be really strong within trying to pursue you. Now that could be a relationship also, and it also could be something business wise, but it's saying something about you needing to stand strong. Maybe if everyone always used to see you different because you were just that different one, and a lot of people that are autistic or ADHD or have like just a special thing about them, it's going to be seen different. And also very just innovative people are going to be seen as different. So people like to utilize your energy for what's best for them. And Spirit saying it's like you need to tell people to back off. And that might not be your energy. You know, you'd be like, well, I always like to kind of do things like the right way. And so understand Spirit says like working too hard, meaning like all your energy is going towards like to create yourself. But understand Spirit saying, don't hold the grip so tight because you have to leave room for divine intervention, meaning God's plan is better than yours. Sometimes we think we really, really, really want something. And then what happens is that we get it and then we're like, well, it wasn't exactly what I wanted. And so God says, well, my plan's better than yours. You're not allowed to say like how you heal or how you create. You can choose what's in your environment, but understand when the student is ready, the teacher appears. God always brings you the right people, the right situations, and the right experiences that are going to change your mind and your heart, that are going to transcend the limitations of how you perceive yourself. And the Spirit's saying, so there's a kind of like a lack of faith. Now, I feel like breaking dawn, something in the morning. So, and also like could be like a new idea, but I really do feel like it's about, and I don't know why I'm getting this, but better lifestyle habits, better like in the morning, something in the morning. So like you might be a highly sensitive person. That's a bet. That's again better in the morning. But Spirit's saying it's like you need to take time out. So use the time to work like diligently on what you need to do in the morning, and then leave time for playing, leave time to like still for other hobbies, passions, interests, because being too close up to the picture, you don't see the detail, number one. Number two, then there's a fear to it again, and there's nothing else on the menu, and you are still imbalanced if you're just working all the time. Spirit says it's going to happen regardless. The problem is not that it's not going to happen if you don't notice, Spirit's saying. The problem is that it's going to happen, and are you going to have the boundaries enough to tell people to back off and get out of your life? Or are you going to work yourself to the point that you're not going to stay innovative, you're not going to stay passionate about your craft? Because understand, everything's a co-creation process. So when you take that time off, and it doesn't mean like to take a week off, but again, time out during your day to not work, but to do something else. Well, like I said, it leaves room for God. And you say, well, how is that? And Spirit says, through your intuition, I bring you people, situations, experiences that if you need it, it shows up. But if you're working all the time and you're working all the time, then there's a sense of I'm nervous about it and I want it, but so the grip is too hard. And so again, what you think you want, you really don't want. God's plan is better than yours, and it's a faith walk. So Spirit's saying it's like you're clearing second chakra imbalances. Spirit says again, need more grounding, getting out in nature, taking a hike, and again, listening to music is going to help you like relax. It's going to help you transcend your mind, which is get out of your mind. And sometimes actually music puts you in your mind. It just puts you in a different frame of mind. And so Spirit's saying it's like if you're someone that's like, I just can't shut off. I just can't shut off. And Spirit says, yeah, too much energy in the higher chakras. So is what Spirit's saying. So this is your message. And it could be for the day, for the week, for the next few months. It's something to see that decision it's all up to you how it's going to be. Now let's look at your relationship. Now I don't know whether the person that's coming in that's going to try and influence you is that person, but I felt like it was more career oriented. Now you may have a lot of people that are doing that to you. Let's see what happens. Let's just look and see what the hidden truths are. That's always a good place to start, because it's like, well, how did they feel about me, first of all? And then what are they thinking about? But let's start from the hidden truths, what they're not showing you. Well, clearly things are happening. We will be together again. So you might be like hell we will be. And I feel like, understand, you're dealing with a very strong-willed person that I feel like is very like business savvy, someone that if they want something, they get it. Trust me. It's like it's the addictive behavior. I feel like this person, when they had the opportunity to be with you, they clearly didn't give, which is why you're not with this person, right? And so there's a sense of cockiness, and that's just what I'm feeling. I don't know why, but understand, when a person acts cocky, you know that they're not really secure, because that's a person that is overdoing it, right? To try and convince you. People don't do that when they're really secure in themselves, even though it may look like they're confident. I love you. I feel like you're in separation from this person and you're actually someone that was like, enough is enough. Like, I'm not putting up with your shit. Like, you told this person like where it was at, and they like didn't take you seriously. And that's, I feel like you're dealing with like a player type of energy, like someone that really thought that they could strategize, and someone that was like, I'm not really taking you seriously, because you keep telling me, but you're still here and I can still feel the connection, and we still have a strong ESP connection. They might not be saying ESP connection, but we have that connection. So it's almost like they took it for granted. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. So this person, I feel like they made a choice, and it was based on money. It was based on security. It was based on what it would look like. And because you didn't make things easy, they couldn't just come into your life and do what they wanted to do, which, by the way, was the best thing because you wouldn't have liked it. This person lives a little bit in their head, in the fantasy realm, instead of really putting the time and effort in. I feel like they're connected to a karmic person, and that karmic person is what gives them roots, right? It's like they don't really want to be there, but it's almost like a child that never like got nurturing. So it's like that person is now like the mommy or daddy that's paying, that's paying for everything, that's creating the support, that is getting nurturing, but this person doesn't have the emotional depth to really give anybody. It's like what you see, but especially the person that they're with, it's more of a weird type of like relationship, but it's more like I said, the way the person's more like a parent, is more like make sure that the house runs. So it looks good on the outside. It doesn't look good on the inside. And I feel like, again, this person just was like, I never really gave you that much, so you didn't give me anything. And because there was nothing for them to go by, they couldn't really leave that person that's creating the stability. They didn't show you that. And it's not that this person doesn't make money. I feel like they might be the one that makes money, but they're still like in a codependent type of connection where, hey, they might make the money, but they're a player and they're an alcoholic and they're like, or have the Peter Pan syndrome or have a gambling issue. There's a lot of you out there, but again, there's something in their life that would sabotage this person's security if they were by themselves. So, and that karmic allows them to stay in that energy too, because people know what the other person's doing clearly. But in that, it created a lot of like, resentment, because no one wants to be that person in a relationship the way they have to create what it looks like, the sham. This person, they're like, you owe me. And this person is like, really feels like, well, I owe them. I will wait for a sign from you, because this person like can't really give you anything. So, if you come back to them, then they don't have to explain everything. They don't, there's a part of this person that doesn't want you to know. like that they're obviously extremely codependent and have a lot of other things going on in their life. The only person that knows that is the karmic, but you better believe that the karmic's getting something from it. But it's also like the karmic knows, hey, they don't want to be with me, but I don't care. It's like, and that's why this person's like, I didn't really want to let go, but mommy said I couldn't. Like there's that a little bit of that energy there. I'm sorry. Or daddy said that I couldn't. And it's like instead of you being an adult and doing what you need to do. And that's codependent. And why is that? Because you get to do all your bullshit. That's why. And that's like what the karma is. I don't react when people mention you. So I'm not going to act vulnerable. I'm not going to act like I care. I'm not going to act like anything. But you see how it started, that this person was so sure of themselves that, oh, I could be with you if I want to be with you. Now you may be like, well, what the fuck is that? And spirit says, because they're living with someone that suppresses them. That they don't want to be with that person anymore. That connection is toxic. There hasn't been sex there in however long. Like, it's like it's more like held together by what it looks like from the outside, for that karmic, but it's held together through anger, resentment, fear. This person's like, well, I'm a prisoner, but they're not a prisoner. They're acting like a prisoner. So I wish I could take it all back, like it's like this person wishes they could take their words back. I feel like they acted like they didn't care. I feel like you questioned this person on like what was going on in their life and they got triggered by it. And then they were like, I don't have to answer to you. Like, I don't have feelings for you. And they tried to downplay their feelings. So this person was like, again, how they can operate is if the other person does most of the work, because they're connected to someone that their resources have to go to, and that karmic is watching 24/7. So they might let this person stray here and there. They're like, I don't care, go fuck whoever you want. But at the end of the day, it all comes back to here, because that's the type of relationship that it is. Because this karmic is like, I put the time in. Put everything into this. This is my golden ticket. It's like almost like there's like that type of energy. I'm sorry, where it's like they almost feel entitled, and it sounds so ridiculous and so low vibe, but it's like that's what it is. It's like this person, like this person looks for you everywhere, and that like hoping to like bump into you, hoping to like, like something. And you're like, whether even online, where I feel like you're like, well, I blocked them, so that's not going to happen, or I'm not interactive. So this person clearly feels like you've changed your energy. And they're sitting in this energy. Let's see. Well, if they're sitting in, what the hell are they doing? I'm just curious. What is they're like connected to someone. They can't be with you, because it's almost like the karmic doesn't care if this person's straight is. They care whether they come back to you. They may not know who you are, but they know that this person has something for somebody. It's like, because they're like, I'm not getting anything. Where, they used to have nice moments where the karmic could pretend that it was still working out in their head. They can't do that anymore, because this person's like, I really don't want to be there. But it's like, if I'm going to be here, I'm going to be here like a big blob and do nothing. And just be passive aggressive and make you dump me. There's a little bit of that energy going on, where this karmic's like, I know exactly what the fuck you're doing, even though you're not saying it. So there's, again, all this nasty like energy going back and forth. And this person's checked out thinking about you. It's like they're not grounded. And that's why this karmic is like, they're green with envy, because they're like, I put in so much fucking time and energy and effort, and you should love me. You should love me. Like there's a little bit of that energy there, like desperation and sadness and a little bit of bipolarish, because like I said, this person is like, all like, what the hell? Like it's really not going to work. I really can't manipulate the situation back to the way that I've always done for the entire time that I've been doing it, mainly because the relationship clearly didn't start, because it's all about, so you're using me because of the money, because we're asking what this person's doing, and this person's like, they're sitting in a place of lack. And because of karmic, it's like, well, you can go anywhere, but I got your wallet. I got your money. Like, if you're gonna ask for anything, you got to ask me. So this person is really being treated like a child, which they're hating it. And that's because karmic's like, and knowing, hey, there's someone that you're still attached to, because you would be giving more. You're too detached, and that's the thing. This person is staying in a place of feeling like there's something wrong, because the karmic's doing that too, saying, no, that person's not going to want you. You think that person's going to want you? They're going to date you for 2 seconds and they're going to see that you're a piece of trash. You're trash. You got something wrong with you. How dare you? So this is what this person hears 24/7. So the karmic just is like, well, if I'm going to make you not be confident to like really leave either, because everybody knows how you treated me. You treated me like a piece of shit. So again, keeping them in a place of guilt, right? So you see, it's all this passive aggressive manipulation where this person is like, I don't really know, but that, like I said, they acted like a child, and so now that karmic is like, you want that? Yeah, you want to be treated like you think I'm your mommy? Okay, motherfucker, you're grounded for 2 weeks and you don't get to use the car, and you're going to have to ask me for $1. So, like that, this person is like obviously not liking it, but still trying to like create like the illusion that everything is fine, that everything is just peachy, but they're not. They're sad. They're sad. And this karmic is wasting a lot of time. And this person is saying, oh my God, look how much time has gone by. Because this karmic is like, oh no, you're not going anywhere. I know you want to go somewhere. I'm watching you 24/7. I got people watching you. Betty across the street, she got her binoculars out on you, and I got someone downtown and someone at work and someone. So I'm everywhere, bitch. You ain't gonna go anywhere. That's the energy there. This person feels inadequate because, again, how did I get here? What is going on with this person? Because the karmic's had it. Karmic's had it. It's like, I'm the one that's here, and you're like, and you want to leave, and you want to love somebody else, and you act like that person, and it's like, what about me? Like, it's like there's a lot of hurt there again. So, there's a lot of manipulation. And I also feel like, this karmic could be like, well, you can be with that person. Just be with them for a fling. Just be with them on a fling. So this person might have tried to be with you on like a fling, like, like a temporary thing. And this person's realizing that this is not a temporary thing. Look who I'm fucking connected to. It's putting this person back into whatever their trauma is that they grew up in. It's like, whatever this is, it's definitely a trauma bond, because everybody is hating everybody and you're over to the side. And that's not a good thing either, because this person, if they got into that situation, they have to like do healing. There's a sense that they want to escape that person. Like I said, because that person is like, oh no, you think you're going to do this? And so they're checked out. They're thinking about you, but they're not, I don't see them doing anything. What I see a lot of like this person escaping, I don't want to deal. They're checked out. So if you're not feeling this person, it's because they're drinking, they're drugging, because they're like, oh, well, you act like I'm going to be with you. Okay. You're going to make me stay here. Okay. Well, this is what I'm going to do. And it's real passive aggressive, where this person is just drinking or smoking a lot and just, not going to be there, and not going to do anything. And that's creating a lot of negative energy, because everybody has fear of change in this story. Not you. This isn't even about you. It's funny because this person's story bled into your energy. And the reason why is because their energy is all over you. That's part of the way that they're escaping from their situation. It's like, I'm escaping into a new life, but that's not really who you are. Understand. So this person has a fear of change, and that karmic definitely has a fear of change, and it brings them back to the trauma bond of being connected to like the inner child wounds. So I feel like maybe you too, in the aspect that you didn't get anything, because again, there's family patterns there straight across the board. I feel like everybody in the story is getting that. Now, if this person would have came to you before that, hey, you would have not even known that they had a karmic. They hid that person for a long time. This person stayed away because they're afraid of rejection, but now they're getting to a point where they're like, I'm more afraid to stay in where I am with this karmic, and they're acting like the victim. They're actually going to come back and act like the victim, like in the situation, because of where they are, not wanting to look at how they treated you. Almost like, well, because you didn't allow it. And that's the thing. So it's like, well, maybe, and that's the thing. This person's not in a good way. So let's see, pull a few more, and then we'll see again, what are they going to do? It's like we see that they think that they're going to be together. But again, you're going to need to read between the lines. Again, this person tends to leave out, when they come back, they're going to leave out pieces of their story. Again, you got to look beyond the romance. This person doesn't want you to do that. So I feel like they're going to tell you partial truths and not 100%. And the reason why is because they wasted a lot of time, and that's the thing. It's like, so this person is not balanced, and I feel like you have to watch out because they're coming into your life, and it would be turbulent because that karmic is right behind them. They might say that they're done with that karmic, but I feel like they're not. It's like, it's just because they say that it's over, it's not over, and this person knows it. And there's like a little bit, and I'm channeling this, but there's a little bit of, I want the karmic to see you. I want them, like, look at the catch that I got. Look at the person. You thought you were going to keep me like a little child. You think that you were going to. So there's a little bit of that energy there, because you're a good catch. And so it's like, and that karma, it would kill the karmic too, because the karmic is hurt. Because they're like, I've given all my time, all my energy, all my everything in making this work, and you've cheated and done whatever you've done, and at the end of the day, now you want to leave, and so there's a lot of, like I said, hurt energy there. And so please don't give up on me. I'm trying to change, but it takes time. Yeah, no, this person, like, again, they really don't want to. I'm realizing our connection is something worth fighting for. Treasuring, whatever. It's like that. It's really important to me. And yes, I believe that they're convincing themselves of that. But, this is what, when a person's wounded, it doesn't make sense, because it's like, well, you did all that, but now you're because the grass is always greener on the other side. They created that relationship with the karmic. That's why they have to go through this karmic debt. It's like they didn't treat that person right. This karmic also has to go through it by realizing, like, hey, like, the person doesn't want to love me, then I need to let them go. And love does not mean that I need to be so self-sacrificing. Both parties need to do their healing and then go on their way. Otherwise, this person's coming to you with all their garbage, is what I feel. And it's like, and there's a sense of like, yeah, because we had that connection. Yeah, but let's not look underneath the table where the dog shit. We're not going to look at that. We're going to pretend that that's not there. It's like, and that's the avoidant, and why this person never learns. I feel insecure and it's pushing me to grow. Yeah, because you're a child now. And so, of course, it's pushing them to grow, but they don't know how to get out of their situation on their own. They're looking for an exit plan. And that's the thing. So it doesn't mean that they don't have feelings for you, but when it's not done properly, it's like, it starts like that, where it's codependence, and so we're going to pull a few more, I want to text you, but I don't know what to say. Yeah, what can I say? Like, I mean, I want to leave pieces out of the conversation, and nothing makes sense. There's holes in the story. I wish we could go back and start all over again. Like none of that happened. Yeah, but it did. So, I mean, that's the thing. I'm hiding how I feel about you, even from myself, because I can't take it. You know, there was someone else, like that they still had feelings for at the time. I can see us getting together again one day, though. Like, and so it's almost like there's still that karmic in the background, and that karmic, like, there's still an emotional connection with this person and that karmic. It's like they may not like mommy, and they want to, run from mommy, but at the end of the day, they may also always run back to mommy, because it seems like this person, like, is going to wait for you to do all the work, and that they're the victim, that they don't really see what they did. And it's somebody that, has been living with someone that has kept them at a very low frequency. Remember that whole dynamic of what it looks like on the outside, but it's not really happening in the relationship, is how they've been living, and they've been suppressing themselves. And they are able to do that because they believe that there's something wrong with them, because that karmic tells them every day that there is. And this person knows what they do, and they say, well, it's true, I am a piece of shit because that is what I do. I should love this person, but I don't. And it's like, and that's the thing where they feel they're living a reality that they don't really want to live. So yes, there was a connection with you. It's not like there wasn't a connection with you. Let's go on a deeper spiritual look and just see, like, again, is there any other advice? I feel a chemistry between us. And that's the spiritual, like, energy. And they're like, we need to trust, like, that if it was there and it just isn't broken, that somehow, like a miracle, like, we can be together because of that, but again, they're conflicted about whether they have what it takes to be your partner, and that they can't fully be with you as long as this other person is in their life. And they know that it's hard, but it's like on some level, they know that they need to be the one that makes that decision. And this to me is like, I know that it's hard for you, but I have to go through this experience in order to heal it. So they actually have to get to a point where they walk away from that karmic. And there's a sense where I don't feel like they did. Don't get me wrong. They might have said that they were going to. They might have fought and carried on. But this person, it just wants to teach that karmic a lesson to me. Like, I know how much you love me and how much you invested in me. And so you're getting a little bit too much on my nerves. So I'm going to run to somebody else, and that's going to humble you, and that's how this person operates. It's like so they're fragmented. They need to do the healing, and as long as they stay with that karmic, they're never going to do the healing. And the karmic prefers it that way, because they're like, well, I've invested too much to lose, and you don't need to be that person's escape route, because they would be with you, but then they would try and be with both of you, and really that karmic would be the one that benefited at the end of the day. It would, you being there would make it easy for them to stay with that fucking person. While you're not there, the anxiety and how they're checked out and they're worried because they wasted time is because, hey, they don't know what you're doing. That's what it is. So everything's about that, like you moving on, like with your life, is the best revenge that you could get for this person, that they make them stay with that person, because they don't really want to be with that person. It's like no one wants to be with their mother or father, trust me. Like, I know I would definitely not want to live with my mother or father, and understand that's what a karmic contract is. I say that because if you were belittled growing up in childhood, where you were like, bullied, you're getting a partner that does the same thing. And it's because you didn't learn the spiritual lesson. We're born into karmic families that make us have to learn things the hard way, unfortunately, which means we had to learn that on our own because our mother or father taught us otherwise, might have told us that we're not good enough, that there's something wrong with us, that we couldn't have something, because it was their wound, ancestral or collective wound that now we've inherited somehow, right? So Spirit's saying it's like, no, this is about you doing what's best for you because this person, like I said, chooses not to, they don't participate in their own life. It's like they're acting like the victim because now someone is taking control, but they don't want to look and see how they treated that karmic. And they're not even looking at you as a person. They're looking at you as how you're going to help them, what they're going to benefit, even if it's the emotional connection. Oh, I'm going to come over there. You're going to make me nice dinner. You're going to treat me so nice. You're going to love it on me. And that's what I need because I don't get that from this person. This person hates my guts. It's like, which they don't hate, but it's again, if there's that fine line between love and hate that creates that karmic, hook. It's like, it's where it's a really unhealthy attachment. And that's where the person comes across as a Jezebel spirit, but understand they're living fragmented for a long period of time, like to be in a relationship where someone is blatantly showing them that they don't really love them and really making them do it. And so they're staying in a place of feeling inadequate. That attracts negative spirits over time. If you're not healing and you're not rooted in anything except for that person, and that person is that spiritually sick, you don't want to be involved, like I said. And so you have to say, well, why the hell would I attract a person like this into my life? And Spirit says, this is why you can't let this person come into your life, by the way, because your reading started off low. Someone's going to come back into your life and be that way because they don't have their shit together. You'd be bringing in a lot of drama with that karmic, like a circus. Because that karmic is like again, they'll ruin your life because if this person is gonna leave them, and this person knows it too. Trust me. So you have to say, why would I attract that into my life? What do I need to learn? What is the whole spiritual significance? So we're gonna pull 4. And this is ancestral wound. Ancestral wounds, by the way, is how we get karmic curses. It means that it wasn't yours. It's like you were born into a family that, there were imbalances. And the karmic curse could be, again, like being like your parents were you were born into a trauma bond relationship. And the problem with trauma bond relationships is that the parents are so consumed in the other person. And so usually the fact that one person's in a relationship where they don't trust the other person, because the other person doesn't show up for them emotionally. They're never there for them emotionally. It's like they may be making money and maybe helping to run the house, but they're not getting what they need. And so there's a lot of, mixed messages that love is painful. Love is hard. Love is, there's a lot of different mixed messages there is what Spirit's saying. And then guilt and shame, where they not really even yours, but understand if your parent's not happy, and they're mad all the time, then there's a sense of a lot projecting, like shaming you, but guilt for you to even be happy. Like, am I even deserving of it? If you're born into a family that makes you feel that way, meaning it's like that's the way your parents are acting. They're acting like they're not deserving because they stay connected to in a horrible relationship that makes life difficult because you live with that person. And so the home is imbalanced and everybody becomes imbalanced. And it becomes more of the energy of fear. But how is that? It's the words that you're using to each other, how your parents were speaking to each other, the trust level. And if the parents don't trust each other, then a lot of times the siblings don't trust each other either because they're taught not to. So there's all this like guilt and shame and just like where it affected like your inner peace. Like you didn't feel safe because you parents are not showing up for you on an emotional level, and it's every man for himself because that's how it was. Like parents didn't get along unless somebody was being subservient. So you're either taught become subservient and your relationship will work, or it's be miserable. So, and that affects peace because if the parents aren't getting what they need, then they're, like I said, not showing up for the children. And so there's a lack of connection to the earth. There's a lack of connection to the physical body, the physical world, because there's not really a strong connection to parents. And it doesn't mean that you don't love your parents, it's that you didn't trust your parents. And it's because, hey, they were in a trauma bond, which meant that both parties were codependent and had issues that they never healed. And then they wound up being together and they stayed stuck, reliving that same childhood trauma over and over and over and over. And it creates a lot of resentment. It creates a lot of pain. It creates a lot of like thing where you love the person because, hey, that person's my person, it's a spiritual connection, but that person continually doesn't show up, continually hurts you, continually. And so, like I said, over time, you witness that love is painful, and you believe that, and you begin to live from that level. And that means that you're living in your head. You're not actually living in the moment because what you're doing is you're looking for problems as soon as you get into the relationship. You're looking for that. So what spirit brought you is a person that had like things that you would find, problems, nothing but problems, where again, they too did not have security. They too probably grew up in a trauma bond and have ancestral karma, right? Where those are ancestral curses. So which makes this person like being their addictions and being so again you see how they are attracting negative spirits, and is where this person isn't even really present. They're living in from their imagination. That's what we see. We see that they're living from their imagination. And so spirit says because they're not grounded. And so what'll happen if a person's not grounded, they begin to have problems with their money. They have problems with their, they have problems in every area of life, actually, because it's a root chakra imbalance. And a root chakra imbalance, it means all elements of the physical world. So everything that's manifested usually doesn't manifest well. And that's the ancestral karmic curse. It's like, what the fuck? It's like work doesn't work out. Money is hard because everything's rooted in how you feel about yourself. And if a person didn't get, like the nurturing and the love where they felt supported enough to create themselves or leave the environment and at least find themselves, well, then what happens is that they don't find themselves. And then they were like, well, I'm going to get a job. And the job is in alignment with how I feel about myself. So it's usually not a great paying job. And so it doesn't mean that they can't be innovative and create something new. And if they do, they sabotage it because there's that energy there of that ancestral karmic curse, which is this person's like, I'm attached to that person and this dynamic in order for my life to work. But no one wants to have that because over time, it creates a lot of resentment, like I said. And so that's that root chakra. We always know that the ancestral karmic curses come from that because the root chakra represents ancestors, connection to mother and father, how safe you feel. What was the attachment? And the attachment wasn't that great because you grew up in that. Well, that person like did too. So whenever it is, it's like you're going to create issues of guilt and shame. And for you, it would be being with a person like this would be self-sabotaging, which by the way also comes from shame, right? Like when we have shame, it's like we do things to actually sabotage ourselves. So spirit's saying it's like you can break this ancestral karma. That's what this relationship was to represent. God, my hair looks horrible. Don't mind it. So, that's what it is. It's like you have that's why you are connected to that person. And so spirit's saying we take more look at one more time at transmuting it, see if we get different cards. Again, nope, flow with grace. So we got that one before. And spirit says, well, we did releasing limiting beliefs that no longer serve you. It's again to actually see it. Sometimes we have to go through the experience and handle it differently to be able to say, well, I'm deserving a lot more, or I'm actually capable. I'm strong. I don't need to have anyone come along and be codependent. Really, it looks like that was one of the things that you were clearing. The spirit says, yeah, because you have limitless potential. Like that means a lot of different opportunities are going to come your way. And it's really important that you make those decisions, not have someone come back into your life that's running from their situation. It's like, then you're not focused on you, spirit's saying. It's like, and you already grew up in an environment that you clearly didn't get that what you needed. And spirit says, so yeah, you showed that you're strong. You're strong. You don't need anyone at this point. It's about you, like, you gained the wisdom, and the wisdom is that it's like to realize that you're worth so much more than that. And the best way to be vulnerable right now is to be like to be true to yourself, be authentic. Spirit's saying it's a way that you have to reparent yourself and love yourself. When you're loving yourself, then you're going to attract the right people into your life, and your life is going to match that. So, and the thing is, if somebody isn't on that level, well, then spirit says, well, then you don't let them in your life. This person wants to rush back because they feel like, oh, this is going to happen for you. And we've been getting that lately. Like someone wants to run back right before the finish line and they'll be like, I was here, well, spirit's like, no. It's like, this is about you having unshakable faith that the universe is supporting you. Spirit says it's about you going into the unknown because that's where brighter horizons are going to be. And it's again, you'll meet different people and situations and experiences that take you out of this whole thing. It's like this person wants to get in there before it even becomes, and spirit says you can't do that because they're leaving a situation and coming to you fragmented, and you have an opportunity to create a whole new life, and that's what this person sees. And now they're upset because they're like, I chose to stay with the karmic. No one told this person to stay where they stayed. They chose to stay there. They're not happy now because hey, I stayed here that my life would be easy. So I could stay lazy. And that's what they get for like wanting to stay lazy. Spirit says it's again that karmic knew exactly what they were doing and let them waste a lot of time and played the game because they said, I know exactly what you're doing because they've done it before. So the karmic is like always 10 steps ahead, where this person is like, they're fine with it anyway, because at the end of the day, I still have someone taking care of me, is like that energy. And now they're going to see, yeah, maybe you won't, or you're going to be taken care of, and it's going to not be the same comfortable way, where that karmic spoiled them, where spirit says, this is about you and keeping your serenity. Because, you have to be in the energy of love to create. So through love, release, and inner work, peace. You have a gentle view of life and you welcome every step with confidence. You remain brave in the face of fear, and you have the wisdom to let the universe do its work. Meaning like you don't need to be this person's savior. It's like, let the universe bring that person what they need to heal, because you're not going to be able to heal them. If anything, it's going to, it's going to affect your life, is what Spirit's saying. Have the faith that it's going to happen. Spirit says, commit to your mind and your heart and your will, and devote the needs of your soul and your trust in yourself, in God, and the universe right now. And that's so you don't need to depend on anyone right now. This is about you, and just you alone creating what you need to do, and by just being true to yourself. That's it. It's about being real. You don't need anything outside of you. Again, Spirit says, be true to yourself and others, remove the mask and stop creating illusions. You have confidence in who you are and reveal the good in you, and that you do not need to hide or prove anything. And you replace shame, which you need to do, with the power of love and truth. And that happens by becoming yourself and living from your truth. It's like, and that would not be with this person. So I'm going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonated. If anyone has any questions, you feel free to ask. If not, I'm going to run. And like I said, if you're looking for shadow healing coaching, well, definitely you want to check out my school. Is going to be, like I said, I will put the link in the description box. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.